deeper in the mystery of binding magic. Yes, deeper about binding spells. Here, I discuss how binding spells are performed and how they are usually used for the purposes of performing destiny swaps or for the purposes of siphoning someone's spiritual gifts. So please, listen, concentrate. This video will deepen your understanding of today's topic, just all about the process of breaking binding spells. It really is the process. I'm going to give you a little bit of secrets. It's not something that can be fixed quickly. It's not, or overnight, especially if you have been under spiritual attack for many years, if not months, years. So keep up with the mystical and powerful conversation that I'm going to have for you. Surviving Witchcraft, the host of Ocean Speaks. And without further ado, and jump in this conversation, one of the main comments that I wanna put on spellwork and witchcraft: how do I break and how do I stop this? And my response is usually the same: the spell determines the remedy. In other words, there's no one size fits of remedy that break curses, because each spell and its caster, the person who casted the spell, is unique. Let's say two people are both suffering from binding spells. The process for breaking that spell for each person is still going to be a unique process, because the specific way that the spell was performed is going to be different from person to person and from situation to situation. The ingredients used, the incantations that were said, the people involved, and the spirit that were summoned. So if you are interested in figuring out all of this remedy for this particular situation, listen. To be able to tap in with the spirit team, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, and figure out what type of spell was performed and what would be the best route for breaking it. Let's see. I'm still gonna offer general tips and techniques. These are general. They can be useful to your situation if you suspect that a binding spell has been performed on you or someone that you know. And before I get into these specific techniques that could be used in the process for breaking binding spells, I want to first give a little bit of context and background information about this type of magic. When it comes to binding spells, these spells are very usually initiate attacks on a representation of the person or target. So by using dolls, photos, and or items that belong to a person, could be the hair, the nail, the clipping, the clothing, the picture, زي ما سرقوا فرعوني كيلوت الفرعوني الاندروير spells incantation to the representation of that person. So whatever happens to the doll or to the photo or to the representation will first begin to happen in the spirit world and into that spiritual body, and then it will eventually begin to affect the physical body. So the key to break binding spells is to actually work on freeing the spirit, which is to say that the process of breaking binding spells is going to require more spiritual work rather than physical work, if that makes sense. And let's get into 4 ways or techniques that you can utilize to begin in the process of breaking binding spells. And the first technique that I'm gonna discuss does sort of deal with the physical body. This is a spiritual bath. The thing with the spiritual bath is that they cleanse both the physical and the aura with the spiritual body. And the spiritual bath is very needed if the effects of the binding spells has now penetrated the physical realm. If someone having a physical pain, physical tension, or physical effects as a result of binding spell, then a spiritual bath will help to clear out that energy and bring some relief to both the body and the spirit. And for those who aren't familiar with the spiritual bath, is made with a variation of various herbs, salts, oils, and spiritual colognes. And these depend specifically on what the bath is intended to do. And this is what is going to be the beginning process of breaking the bind, because the bind is still existing in the spiritual state, and that is the place where it needs to be cleared. And yes, you can still take a spiritual bath if you only have a standing tub or herbs and create the herbal mixture and you pour it over yourself rather than soak it in. You can still spiritually cleanse yourself. Actually, that's better than sitting in a bath. If you don't have full tub, don't panic about it. It's better. Breaking spiritual bonds. Reiki healing. When it comes to Reiki healing, this is something that you could pay someone to do or attempt a virtual Reiki session. There is in YouTube freeing, they call it freeing Reiki healing. And if you are spiritually tapped in, that we'd like to begin being more spiritually in, and you may actually have the power to perform Reiki healing on yourself. Read how to activate these things. See, Reiki, Yeshua HaMashiach was very powerful in that. It's when you merge the consciousness with the energy in your palm. It will literally remove energy blockage from your auric field. And sometimes you reach a so powerful telekinesis that you can move an object from a distance. Yes, you can technically do this yourself by tuning in to where you actually feel those spiritual and energetic blockages are binds in your aura. And then with the power of your hands and the power of visualization, you can remove those blockages. In order to effectively perform self-Reiki, there is a technique that you absolutely need to master, and that technique is meditation. Meditation is an extremely powerful tool for sharpening this discernment and gathering the spiritual data and information that you need to reveal the types of blockages and binds that have been placed on your spirit. Our spirit is ours. So we have full power and dominion and reign over us. We have the full rights over our spirit, more than any other practitioner that can help us. It will be more effective when we do it ourselves. We have, instead of seek information, but don't seek help from other people. I'm telling you, I'm one of the people, I never seek help from other people because I know I'm the most powerful and the one who have the full access right to my spirit. Why would I go to anybody and use the meditative power of rewrite, reorder, and revisualize the mind situation that you have discovered and to undo them? The mind is an extremely powerful thing, trust me. Literally, you can do undo spiritual mind. Like when I meditate, I know who done it on me and who's doing it. I visualize him. I visualize the work. I pull up the cord. I visualize the scissors. You know, it works, It works through visualization in deep meditation. For more on the technique of visualization and turning curses into blessing, the power of transmutation. Listen, when you figure out you want them to attack you more, attack me, curse me more. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna turn every curse into a blessing. And you're gonna watch all these through this video and sharper understanding of this type of magic. See, we're joking about it. It's serious for the ignorant, for who doesn't know. Yes, I feel for them, I emphasize for them, and I would love to help people that are unaware of what's happening with them, you know. But once you master and you understand what's going on, seriously, it's a joke. It's a joke. They don't have no power over you. Have a nice day and hope you enjoyed this video. And another tip, always protect yourself before you sleep. Have a nice day.